this because this is good information as well. So like, so just starting from the top, I just started recording. So like, we have Thorchain liquidity layers, or Thorchain, Bearchain, Initia, mitosis, and those liquidity layers need a messaging layer. Thorchain, I don't believe really has a proper messaging layer to carry messages across chains, but they carry liquidity. Bearchain is using layer zero, which is the messaging layer. Initia doesn't have. Well, they do have a messaging layer, but they're not announcing it yet. I have a feeling it's layer zero. It feels like the branding's just lined up. And mitosis is using hyperlane, and hyperlane's interesting because um, they have like more of like a focus on IBC because they're like kind of from that fabric, using like you know IBC to communicate, but also like contracts. Like I need to do a little bit more research myself, but hyperlane I definitely want to dive into, and I'm gonna learn through mitosis. Um, Layer zero everybody knows already, and there's quite a bit of farming that has already happened on layer zero, so I'm not really worried about like farming Stargate or anything like that. I'm really like just looking to focus on like Initia, because I really do think like Initia sounds like a really badass project. Like the fact that nobody's talking about it as much either is pretty interesting. Um, but we'll see. And then I remembered a fifth one. A liquidity layer, I believe, is Entangle, and that's where we were talking about that Borpa token, that Borpa meme token, a few days ago. I don't know if you saw that. We were like talking. We actually that was funny. Um, that Borpa fiasco was actually hilarious. But
Wait, so okay, wait. I'm gonna read up on this stuff you're saying after this, but
mhm.
is this the Twitter for Entangle or is this different?
When you say this, what are you show? Are you showing me something?
Yeah. So you said Entangle, right? That
Oh
was
yeah,
another one you
yeah. That's
mentioned?
Entangle. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. So I'll read up on this stuff afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Entanglefy. I can throw them up for you guys.
Blackwing, Entangle, you said Initia, which I think I'm already in the Discord. Yep, I am.
Initia is built. I mean, Blackwing is built on top of Initia, so you can just look at it as Initia, and then the stuff that happens on top of it. Then you have mitosis. Mitosis is like the reason why I'm showing you guys these ones more is because like they literally kind of like just came out of stealth mode. Like mitosis like came out of stealth maybe 3 weeks ago. So only like really insiders know about it. I'm sure a lot of like people knew about it before, but we're in terms of retail, we're definitely kind of ahead of the curve on that. I'd like to think. And then what else do you have? Mitosis, Entangle. You had uh, Barachain. Barachain is more looking like inward. I don't believe they're looking to be like a liquidity hub, but I do find it interesting that they are doing proof of liquid. They're looking to more suck in, and that I think Barachain and Thorchain kind of have like a similar ethos where they're not looking to cross message, bring their asset or bring assets to other chains per se. They're more focusing on attracting liquidity to their chains to fucking make their fans happy and very rich. So I like Thorchain a lot, and I think Bearchain is gonna be like I hope Bearchain stays underrated and people think it's like a joke when it launches. That would be like my biggest. That would be like Christmas to me. It would be better than Christmas. So yeah, Bearchain and obviously Thorchain is the next. And I mean, thinking a little bit more about it, I think those are the only ones really. And then it's like all the DeFi that's gonna sprout from this. Like even Thorchain. Thorchain might get a little bit of a second look from a lot of projects. Like I know there's a lot of fans of it now because they've been in production for so long. They have quite a bit of like a cult following, so I'd be interested to see other chains integrate Thorchain. You're already starting to see it on Bitcoin itself. That was pretty cool. Actually, it's probably one of the first chains I've seen integrate Thorchain. Like, I'm sure there's, I'm sure, I'm sure there's others. Like, there's dexes and stuff, and like aggregators and stuff. But yeah, so that's that's the main ones that like I think anybody can do no wrong looking at. Entanglefy actually just launched their token 2 days ago or a day ago yesterday. Um, it looks like a good buy, but like I think people are afraid of that fully diluted value. But it's funny because like you're buying all these other tokens at a much higher valuation as well. So I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry guys. I forget what screen I'm sharing. I do apologize.
You're on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. So let me let me do this. Make it simple for myself. All right, so that's enough talking for me. I'm sorry, I wasted enough of your time, but I feel like getting that out and just talking about where my head is at is important. And if anybody watches this on video, they can take it for what it is and make their decisions on research, not mine. So let me open up Drift Trade. You're able to see that, right?
Yep.
Okay. So first off, have you guys like started like you guys created your account? I don't have to like go through that because I'd have to like make an account just to remember how to do it.
Wait, is it I haven't. Melinda might I have no idea if she has or not, to be honest. Wait, is it pretty simple? Or
Yeah,
is it
you
hard?
have. Do you have like? Are you at a computer right now? Or are you on your phone?
Yeah, yeah, I'm on a computer right
So
now.
try to like follow along, and like
Okay,
as I'm
okay.
talking, just like connect your wallet. Kind of, you'll see the steps. There's no way it's like rocket science. They walk
No.
you through it. Maybe I should use.
All right, just did it.
Perfect. Yeah, it costs like what, like $20 or something like that. And if you close your account, I think you get it back, some of it at least. Uh, let's go with that. Oh yeah, I actually, this is not good on me, but I guess you haven't checked on these trades in a minute, but this can't be the worst thing. Okay, why does it keep wanting to connect to this? I need to figure out like a better situation with my wallets because like they keep conflicting with each other. It's so annoying. If I use just one, it would be great, but like you can't. There's always one website where it's like, oh, don't support you. Uh, why is it not connecting? so let me make this a little bigger. Okay, so if you are in and you've deposited, you will see that you have a balance, right? So you'll see your balance there. You won't have any positions open. You won't have any orders, no unsettled P&L or anything like that. What you will be able to do though is take a look at all of the markets available. You can quickly see them here. There's also like a little browser up here. It's kind of like a quick view. And you know, you can pick what you want along. So there's WIF. We could take a look at WIF because I know everyone's interested in WIF right now. So I'm just gonna chart it because this is just my flow, and then we can get to buying in a second. Personally, I probably wouldn't buy something like this, but if the entries are there, then the entries are there, right? So let's go on the 15 minute, and let's pull up. Let's use this one and this one. And I'm thinking we go with MACD. The reason I like using these platforms for charting is because like they don't limit you on indicators and stuff. You can kind of go crazy. Like I wonder if I can get. Oh wow, yeah. Like so, this is like a paid indicator. You're not normally able to see this stuff, so it's pretty nice. Although this isn't like real market data. This is just for Drift itself. Um, but it's still good to have, especially if you're trading the market. So, just taking a look here. So honestly, like this kind of would be a place you would take along. So let's actually do that. Uh, I'll just take a little bit of a deeper look, and it's already like pumping a bit, right? So I'll just jump in on this, and if I were to go crazy, like if I wanted to go very long leverage, like I would just go the whole max amount, and that would be my whole bag though. I believe I have that like it's like this because I'm just on like easy mode pretty much. Like I don't have margin enabled. So that being said, it's not hard. Like you're literally just putting the slider up to say how much you want to buy. This is how much like leverage dollars worth. This is like 4.5 times what I'd be actually putting in, and yeah, I'm getting like 91 whiff for my leverage long. So I will like I don't really feel totally comfortable going in on this, but I'm gonna do it just for the hell of it. And I need to get my ledger out. But that's it, guys. Like, like I didn't even need to make a video for this. To be honest with you, it's very simple. The what you really want to be learning is like how to time an entry and how to find an entry, right? It's not necessarily like how to use drift because like they're all if you've ever used a spot market, it's pretty similar. There might just be one or two extra sliders. So I'm actually gonna turn on the margin feature and just see how that goes for me. Oh, by the way, one thing I failed to mention is one order type. I mean, this is the same in the spot market. Is you can have a limit order or a market order. These are other types, like just to like take profit or stop limit, like so that your auto trades while you're gone and not there. But I meant to do a market order actually. So let's go back and let's degen into this coin. Leverage long, baby. Although, yeah, it's fine. It's a quick swing trade. Oop. But yeah, so that was my market order. It's in now. It's just like waiting to fill it. So you can see it's being filled down here. None of it yet. So the thing about these markets too is that they're pretty like illiquid. um, you might see a lot of slippage. So just do be aware. Like you could see a 1 to 2% slippage. This is not like a main exchange or anything. Um, but it wasn't major. I mean, I think it's a decent price. Oh my gosh. Can't answer this right now. So let's take a look here. So yeah, I mean, if you have questions, you can jump in now because this is it. I just bought leverage loan. I'm gonna turn on the margin just to like see what happens, but um, I kind of like this way of doing it just because it keeps the headache out of it. You're not really thinking so much like how much leverage should I put in. You're just more focused on your position size, like how much do you want to buy at a certain price. And that's really what you're doing, right? You're really just trying to say like, okay, on this much leverage, I'm only willing to risk this amount of dollars. If you just extract that away, all you're doing is just saying, okay, look at my full pot. I could lose all of this, right? Because that's always the case, right? If I buy this much worth, that's leverage this much. It tells you exactly what your leverage is, right? So why like try to change the slider of the leverage and then buy like less and just do it all in one slider. It's nice and easy. And would you look at that? I'm up $3 already. But give me some feedback, guys. What's going on?
So okay, so with shorts and longs, how does like okay, so I'm not 100% sure about this stuff, so very new to it, I guess. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I've learned a little bit through like I guess school classes, but even then, like, still kind of new, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a long is basically you're setting you're basically saying that, oh, I'm expecting the price of the X token to hit like X price. Is that right?
Yeah, like if I now put a take profit price, then yeah, I'm saying like I expect it to end at this price and like, I'm just happy with the profits there. But what a long generally is that yeah, you want the price to go up, and a short is that you want the price to go down, right?
Gotcha. And how does the profit there work? Like how do you get like how do you make money from it essentially?
Like on the leverage side or just like like there's
Just overall, like in general.
well, I mean,
Like
yeah, I mean you buy low and you're selling high, right? Like you're just taking a trade. So like I'll pay a certain amount for like the leverage part. I'll be honest with you, it's not like easy to just explain, right? It's there's a lot of like there's like borrowing happening. You're basically like taking a short-term loan. You're paying an interest rate. There's LPs on the other side that are like lending you that money, and you're promising to pay them back within the span of your trade, basically, right? And if you open a trade, you could lose pretty much the amount of money that's like in your account. But if you open a trade and you're winning, you have infinite upside because like that's how prices work. There's no real limit to a number, right? So In terms of like the leverage side, it's all just like debt, right? You're basically putting collateral in, you're taking out debt against your collateral, and depending on how the platform is built, they may give you 30 times the value of the collateral you put in, right? But as soon as you may lose, let's say you put in $500, right?
Right.
As soon as you lose not even 500, they may cut you off at like 480. As soon as you're down to like 480 in losses, they just take your collateral and say you're done, right? So like I could go 30x, like I could go and like whatever 30 times 500 is, right? Um, you could take that kind of a trade, right? $100,000, right?
Mhm.
And then that as soon as that $100,000 goes $500 in the negative, you could lose your trade. You
Okay,
can
so
imagine that's pretty quick, right? Like it's 30,
right.
like I wouldn't
So for
take
like
much of
along
a
here,
move.
so you set your or you said how much money you want to put in, right? Or how much money like you want to put into the token, right? I guess. And then you set the long of what price you're expecting it to reach. And then when you leverage is leverage,
Well, no,
so
no, no.
leverage.
Hold on. The
Mhm.
setting the price of what you want it to reach that comes later. Like you
Yeah.
could just open the trade and then it's just open. All of those steps you're talking about after, like you could set those things up if you want. You don't have to set a price. So I don't want you to think that that's part of like like you don't have to do that. That's all
Okay,
I'm saying.
okay. So and then leverage is how much you're borrowing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's like a short-term loan.
Right.
It's a very short duration loan, and the interest you could pay on it may be like a 1% a day. Like it could be as bad as like that, right? Which can be a lot. Typically it isn't, but like it could be. Like I could probably see with mine right now. Actually, I can't. But yeah, it's like leverage is a beast. Like it got really popular in crypto, and people love it because they don't have to put up a lot of capital and can turn a 2x into like a 20x with just like a 10x long, right?
So now that you've opened the trade here,
Mm-hmm.
after this is kind of where you can set the longs and the shorts.
This is my long is taken. I opened a long. When
Gotcha.
I
Oh,
it says right here, it says long, long
right.
short.
No, you, yeah, okay, I see that in the list.
So I looked at the price. I said, "Oh, there's a dip. Literally, like it just happened." And I'm like, "Okay, like I'll open along here." If we were like up here, I'd probably open a short. Right? I should have closed it when it hit this red line, but I'm a DJ and I wanted to go higher. But I could like close it. It's probably gonna go higher though. So yeah, I mean that's it, guys. Like you just open the long and then you kind of chart it. Like the real learning stuff is charting. Like that's what you have to prepare yourselves for. Is like getting used to moving the chart around, how to pull up certain indicators, how to read certain indicators. Um, the more you look at these indicators, the more like faith you end up having in them because you start seeing like, oh, like look, this indicator said, hey, it's time to bottom. You know, it calls it before sometimes too. So this like called the bottom here, called the bottom here, called the bottom here. Like all you need to see is that little like tick up, like it's gonna turn around. And yeah, it's charting is the real game for leverage. Is you wanna time your entries and exits good, and yeah, I saw a decent setup. So I like this tool because I'm just starting to get used to it. But like seeing how there's a bunch of volume here, this is like resistance, right? But if it goes above it, this will be like probably like a violent move up. But it's probably a good time to close the trade. But I'm not sad. I also don't want to just lose money, so I'm just gonna close the trade. And that's it. Just use the close button here if you want. And I should show you guys this. Is stop limit, or take profit. Take profit. Think of a take profit as take profit limit sounds like, yeah, you set the price, right? So, oh, that's a nice number. $3. So yeah, you're when you set take profit, that's like, oh, above the price, I want to take profit here. But then you're, I think it's stop limit, to be honest with you, because usually it's like stop loss, and that's just like you set the price below. Like if I put 90 here, it'll say like no, or maybe it won't. But yeah, it won't. But like you could set a stop limit price so that on its way down, if it goes past a certain point, you can set a breaker so that it just tries to sell for you before it goes any lower.
So
Yeah.
stop. Wait. I think I learned about this. So this applies to if it goes high as well, right? Like if you want to just sell at a certain point and just take your profit.
Exactly. So it doesn't have to be about losses. You could stop a stop loss is more like you're when you're in the green, you can move your stop loss up so that if there's ever like a violent move down or something that happens and things reverse, you've at least taken profit off the table and you're not like sitting there with infinite losses. And yeah, so shorting is like the same thing, it's just in reverse. And even shorting, you could earn quite a bit, like LPing. Like if I go to the earn, oh, they got lending and borrowing now. Oh shit, I didn't even catch that, bro. So I could deposit some. You, oh, it's not in my. So when you deposit into like Drift, it's not actually in your wallet anymore. It's in like a smart contract kind of. And yeah, interesting deposit assets. And keep in mind, guys, this protocol does not have a token yet. So if you are using all these products, you're probably yielding.
Qualifying for an airdrop or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
So with lending and borrowing, like if you lend them, do you get something like an APY? Like you get X
Yep.
amount back?
Yeah, it's like a yearly interest rate. 20% on your stable coins on this one. Yeah, it's that's cool. And then insert fund, insurance fund staking. Oh yeah, so like all of this stuff is gonna earn you points. Like if you do any of this stuff, it's gonna earn you points. So this really comes down to like what you're interested in, like where you want to be. So you don't have to take my word for it. Like there's plenty of different other platforms that'll do token launches and yeah. So yeah, there's a rewards page, super stake, market making vaults. So these are probably like bots, like trading bots. Multiply your yields with delta neutral market making and liquidity provision strategies, making marketed by Circuit. Circuit Vault Performance. supercharger, turbocharger.
I was looking quickly at our wedding video. Keisha was at the ceremony.
Yeah,
Uh
I
huh.
figured. Yeah. Turbocharger, ETH market making strategies. Yeah, so it's something. Is even like $10. Like sometimes it doesn't take much, but now with all these points and everything, like I think it's just better to just do test nets because now it doesn't matter how much money you have. It's more so what time you're putting in. So that's why I've been not really sharing like a lot of like DeFi or token plays. I've been really just my head in test nets, trying to get in on token sales because those are like up only in a bull market, especially. So yeah, so if that's everything, I'm gonna stop the recording there. Unless you guys have questions.
I have one actually. So with, for example, with a lot of these DeFi like protocols that you share with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you said it's a lot about time. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, so I know you don't need a lot of capital to start. You told me
Mm-hmm.
this too, but is it like the points? What are the points based off? Like
Have you
volume?
have you done the mitosis stuff?
No, I have not.
Bro, then that's why you don't know what I mean. Cause like it's test nets. Like it doesn't cost you any money. It's free.
But what about the time you put? Like, you said it
It's
takes a lot of time. Where does
well,
that time?
I didn't say a lot of time. I'm just saying it takes your time, right? Like if you want to spend a lot of time on it, you can, but it just takes your time. That's all it costs you. It doesn't cost you money. That's all I'm saying, right? I'm saying it doesn't cost you anything but your time. That's what like I mean. I'm trying to say it's free, right? Like it's just another way of saying it's free. But I feel like it's selfish. At this point, I'm assuming everyone knows that test nets don't cost money. Like it's the point, right? So Blackwing is different because they're saying, yo, deposit funds here with us, and by depositing those funds, you're getting points. And I just learned this like yesterday actually. So I would have told you guys sooner, but I didn't know this until like today or yesterday. But they are giving you points based on your deposits, and those points you're going to use in the test net. So you when you open your wallet, you have 5 days or 7 days to deposit, and then once that's done, um, you can't deposit anymore. But now you're able to, well, eventually when they launch the test net, you can use those points you've accrued as like money, and then you gamify that. You try to grow your bag. You do a bunch of transactions again, free because it's a test net. It doesn't cost you money, and you come out on top because you spent your time trading, learning how to trade, and getting the bag. You'll just look at the track record, man. There's plenty of testnet users that get stupid money, bro. Stupid money. But again, that's what I'm saying. Like, it costs your time because, like, if you have a full time job, you can't spend as much time as most people. But
Hmm.
the opportunities are still there. Like, it's still like I'm not saying that you have to spend a lot of time to get crazy like returns. Every time I talk about airdrops, I always talk about it with like a grain of salt because I'm for one talking about past experiences, and that doesn't always like mirror exactly your future returns, right? I'm always ready for like at some point everyone to be like, "Yo, airdrops are dead," and like there's like it's just not a thing anymore, like But I don't believe that, but I'm just saying like it could be like, yo, we were so excited, we were so hyped, and then everybody only got $100. So take it with a grain of salt, but also understand that like that's generally not the case. Like generally, it's the opposite where you people faded it and didn't think you would get a lot, and then you actually did. But people are wising up now, man. Like I mean, this has been going on for a long time. It's been like 4 years that they've been doing like airdrops, token drops, incentivized test nets and stuff. Longer than that, like it's been a while. So like now people are kind of catching on to like, oh, like that's how you can get free tokens. So that's why point systems are getting big now, because like it's just easy to track and it's more transparent for both parties. But back to the point is like testnets, yeah, bro, testnets.
It's just completely free. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you can key anytime you like are like, oh shoot, like I gotta look back now. Like you can keyword search things, right? You can like search testnet or look at what's certain projects we might have mentioned it again and again. You can keyword those, word
Dave,
search
where's
them
the
again.
spare? You must have put it
Oh,
down.
I think it's up there.
You put it up
Yeah, I
there?
think I
Okay.
put it up.
Hi.
Yeah. See you. Okay,
I'll
well.
make it a little back, but lunch at some
Okay,
point.
well. So, yeah, that's how it go. But yeah, please, man. Like, any airdrops posts and stuff, most like actually most of them are like airdrop. I mean, most of them are test nets, man. If I'm being
Mhm.
honest with you, like literally the last one I sent, it says testnet walkthrough. Like that's how like the concept of an airdrop means that like the token hasn't launched yet. So sometimes the product is launched and there's no token, but a lot of the times, especially like around these days right now, a lot of things are coming out of production. They don't have a product yet, and they're in dev nets and test nets because they need to test their product. So you need to look at this as if it's a valuable action to take because it is like you're actually providing a valuable resource for these people. Like they can't just create a bunch of human beings to test their product, right?
Right.
And break things and make sure that bugs aren't there, right? Like it's important to have these test nets. So yeah, again, we'll see. Like when these things actually drop, we'll see the fruits of our labor, right? But like at least don't like you know, do like one, two transactions and think like, okay, I did my part, but actually like follow it through. You know, treat it like it's you're trading money, because bro, you're making money. Like at this point, the way that they're doing the point system is and everything is clear to see. The more points you get, the more airdrop allocation you're gonna get. So a lot of people are gonna either be using bots if they can, but I think we're gonna get better at like bot filtrations and like identification systems and stuff like that. Like there's gonna be some interesting things that will happen soon that'll you know make it even more of a oh shit, like you better get on that test net because like they're only accepting like this many human beings, like like it's gonna be kind of like that.
Like
Anywho,
requirements and stuff. They're gonna
yeah,
probably add security measures to
yeah,
if
exactly.
you want a bot.
They already are. Like before, like the Uniswap airdrop, Uniswap airdropped in like 2020, right?
Mhm.
When they did that airdrop, all you had to do to qualify, bro, was to have touched the contract. Like even if you like the bare minimum, right, was to like do an approval, right? Like you didn't even have to make a trade. If you did like a token approval, that was enough for you to get an airdrop with Uniswap. You you could have even have a failed transaction, right? So it didn't even go through, and it failed. You would have had 400 Uniswap tokens. That's like 4 grand right now. It's like $4,500. More than that. More than that. It's like Uni's like $15 right now. Yeah, that's like $6,000, $7,000 if you held it. And Uni's been higher than that. So airdrops are like probably like the easiest come up if you're like kind of in the right places and you know it's a thing, you know. Like, I don't know what else to say. It's a thing.
Right.
My biggest one, like I won't even say like how much, but it was crazy. Like it was insane. But GRT, the graph in 2020 had like an incentivized test net. I saw incentivized and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'm joining that shit. I joined and they probably had like back then the graph was kind of hype because it was like it was all the way back then it was used by a lot of protocols for a while. So they probably had like 150 people, 200 people join. The number whittled down. People started dropping out for sure. You can kind of tell it got slimmer. But yeah, if you lasted the whole thing, you did all these different tasks. It was like a boot camp, like teaching you about how the chain worked. And I did it. And again, like this is such a small pot of people, so now it's way different. But still, like these things are also launching at huger, bigger valuations as well. But yeah, like you get thousands of dollars, man. Like thousands of dollars. They can give you because what is it to them? They made the token. They created it out of thin air, and it's better for them to have distributed the token, even if they didn't sell it and they gave it away for free. It's more in their interest to have to proliferate the token to other people. It's a form of payment. Isn't that crazy though? Imagine like writing on a piece of paper saying like, "Yo, this is $20," giving it to them and say, "Yo, can you test out my computer for me or something? Can you, like, can you ride my bike for me? Make sure it's safe for some paper money,
And then you get a shit ton of money later on for
and then
doing it.
but I'll give you more paper money if you do it." Like I'll give you I'll give you more paper money, and then one day everybody's gonna be trading that paper money. Like what the fuck? What the fuck is Bitcoin? What is a Bitcoin? Can someone tell me? Can someone tell me, please? Because like, it doesn't seem to make sense that this is real life. We live in a simulation. None of this is real. But yeah, that's the spiel, guys. I mean, I could ramble for another half hour, but I feel like there's nothing really. You just gotta take the plunge, guys. Like, there's nothing really to like learn or be like afraid of. You just kind of every plat and this is why I don't really do too many like how-to videos because like the space moves so fast that like a lot of platforms they change their UI, like things move, things change. So you just gotta understand like the concept of leverage trading and just know like there's margin and stuff. Oh yeah, I keep saying like I'll change my account to the margin trade. Let's just do that before I leave because I actually do want to see what this looks like. I suspect I'm gonna get another slider in the UI. Max leverage, no max, the max. Trade perpetuals. Okay, no extra. Like yeah, like I don't know what that trait changed. It didn't seem
Okay,
to
wait.
have changed
I have one
anything
more
for me.
question with the leverage trading here. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to set like a date on these.
Nope, it's perpetual. That's why it's called perpetual because it's
I
an
could
ongoing contract.
so let's say I set like a long. Okay, let's say I set like a long on Solana for $200,
Uh
right?
huh.
Let's say it gets hit in like I don't know, bro, like months. Okay, let's just say peak bull run.
Yep.
I can just close it then.
So what the factors that will limit what you can redeem your price at is like how much liquidity is in the protocol. Like let's say
Mm.
there's LPs on the back end and they only have like 30 grand backing it. if you make $1 million, you're not walking away with $1 million,
Right.
right? You're gonna clean them out. You're gonna take like a bunch of. They'll probably break you off at like 15 grand or something like that. Like there's breakers and stuff, right? Based on how much liquidity is in the pool.
Right.
That's how it works. But I mean, keep yo. I know a little bit more than you do. Like I don't know everything about perpetuals and stuff, but I know enough to answer questions with confidence and stuff. But I do know that like this space is growing very fast, and there's a lot of new shit coming out that's never existed before. This is what I mean when I say like this is a very special time in crypto because people are starting to really use crypto for unique use cases that couldn't exist without like smart contracts and oracle prices that are like real time payments and for especially for users, especially for like just regular people, you know. Like some of these things like fucking BlackRock might have access to, but not like Joe Blow in his couch, you know.
So you said liquidity pools. If so, wouldn't it be better to choose like a pool or like say a protocol that has a shit ton of liquidity,
Well, you gotta
like it, for certain trades?
it's not like you're if you're trading, you're gonna make more money trading than providing liquidity. Liquidity is more of like a basis points thing. Like if you have a
No, I don't
million
mean
dollars, huh? Go ahead.
like providing liquidity. I
Oh,
mean like let's say
oh,
let's
like a deep pool.
yeah, let's just
Yeah.
say I want to go back to like setting a long, right? Like and then because you mentioned like let's say I said like let's go back to that example. I said a long on Solana hitting $200
Mm-hmm.
whenever it does, right? Like it might be in a few months, it might be like people whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in
Bro, that's
order
gonna
for
happen in a couple weeks, bro. Watch.
right,
But go
like
ahead. Yeah,
because
yeah.
so the liquidity pool of whatever protocol I'm losing, right? Let's just say I want to fucking like cash out. I want to close a trade.
Uh huh.
They're gonna like you said breakers, right? So they're gonna like take a large percentage of that, so I don't like absolutely shit on the liquidity in their pool, right? So wouldn't it be better to use like what are the best protocols that have like a shit ton of liquidity in their pools?
It's like I told you. I don't know. Um, I only know a little bit more than you do. Like I know what a liquidity, like I know a perpetual protocol is. I don't use, like I literally just started using these maybe 2 months ago. So
Gotcha.
in terms of like my lay of the land, I have no clue. I don't know. I wish I could answer.
Well, I want to get into this
You
stuff, man.
should, man. Everybody should.
It
Everyone
also
should.
seems like I don't know. I feel like I've been watching a lot more like technical analysis videos.
Mhm.
There's this one guy in the debauchery Discord. His name's Zlat. His
Mhm.
shit's pretty cool, and he like I don't know. He uses Trading View as well,
Mhm.
and I learned about like a shit ton of new features from
Mhm.
watching him as well. But bro, I don't know. I like his technical analysis is like I like it, and like
Yo,
it's pretty simplified for me at least.
I'm trying to learn myself so I can start like you know getting better at trading because like there is a lot that you can learn and yeah like there's quite a bit going on.
And I
Um,
feel like a lot of the stuff that's like mentioned in these TA videos can be definitely be applied to like let's just say all trades, right? Because it's like charting and
NFTs
stuff
and a
like
lot of
this.
stuff. Yeah,
And then there's like
NFTs
the
as well.
psychology behind it, news, all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
But I feel like if you can kind of put all that stuff together, you could probably make like you could probably make a shit ton of money doing this,
Dude,
bro.
play your
Like, bro,
cards right.
like the
You'll
way I
see.
see it is, yo, if people do this shit with stocks all the time, right?
Mhm.
Like all the time, people have done this for decades with stocks now,
Mhm.
right? Like,
And
bro,
there's way less volatility in those stock prices too.
exactly.
Like this stuff is like because we have an
As long
edge where we know like we see the stuff come out the day that they come out. We could be agile and stuff like that. Like you have a big edge for sure. It's just yeah.
bro, like when BTC hit a new eighth, I remember I joined call with you that day. That's when you showed me Trading View and whatnot. And I
Mhm.
remember I was talking about like, even like, bro, I'm not that crazy into crypto, but even like I felt like if it hit a new eighth for it to go to like a 100K, it's gonna need a correction, right? Like
Mhm.
BTC went down 4% today, from
Yeah.
what I saw, and
Oh,
I could have
today?
just said, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I
I
could have
didn't
just
see
set
that.
that short that day, bro, and I would have been chilling. You know,
Yeah, but
like
the thing is though, your upside for longing is better than shorting. Your risk
Wait,
reward.
is that how it works?
Yeah, like I would. You don't want to short in a bull market, bro. Like it's just you can do it, but it's a dangerous game. Like you're pretty much betting against the entire market. You're betting against the entire momentum of the market. Why would you do that? Just go with the momentum.
Right.
Just long. That's why all I have out right now are longs. Like I just
Well,
have
the fact
longs
is,
out.
I honestly thought that you had like a date when you had to close a trade by, because then like I was confused. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of upside for us and not as much for these guys. I guess whoever we're
The
fucking.
LPs, yeah,
I mean, I guess they get a percentage whenever you close your trade,
yeah,
right? I
like
guess that's
you're
their upside,
paying
or the interest as well.
yeah, you're paying an interest rate, but like again, this is again, I don't know enough to really like know why you would even want an LP on there, but there are ways to LP that like I feel like these guys are a little bit more savvy, so they understand like they can go in and out and exit a LP whenever they feel like it's better, like they've made their money. I don't know. Like LPs are like you're just trading on the opposite end, kind of. You're taking like the opposite trade. It's crazy. Like it's honestly, I don't get it either, but it works. And like yeah, like the size of the pool will tell you. Like I've been in some where it's like, oh, I want to long even more. Like I want to long 10x. The slider's there. It lets you get to that, but it'll say like there's not enough liquidity in the pool, so it'll stop you from like being able to. But yeah, no, this market is raging right
And
now.
a lot of these, okay, no, actually, no, I already know the answer to that. Like most of these protocols that are gonna, like they don't have tokens yet, but they likely will, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of them have leverage, so if you just kind of like, if you just use them, you can make money right now and then make money from like a potential airdrop in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, bro, there's not much downside to
There's
be
not a lot
honest.
of downside. The only thing is like don't expect to get thousands of dollars in an airdrop. Like you probably because of the point system these days, especially with the money,
How's the point system work as well as like volume based?
they're all
How much
different.
volume you trade?
Yeah, they're all different. Some of them have multipliers. Some of them like you burn an NFT, you'll get double points, and they're all different. They all have like different ways to do it. Next drop, your trading points. Like it just kind of tells you what rank you're at. Apparently the next drop is tomorrow, so I don't know what that means. I'll
It's
have
pretty good.
OG
What?
points. Hmm.
Your rank is pretty good. You're top 10K out of what, 80K people or 70K
Yeah,
people?
I guess so. Yeah, I got some bags, bro.
That's pretty good, bro.
I'm pretty sure it's volume based because like I most people kind of like trade with like $600, and I probably put like a few thousand through here.
I'm gonna get on this. I really
Drift
do.
is cool. Drift is cool. There's a lot of others though, so like don't get hung up on just one.
Mm.
Um, if I were you, bro, I would I would look at
Or do as
Blackwing.
do
I would
Blackwing.
look at
Okay.
Blackwing and probably go ham. And like, there's some others. Like I'm actually gonna take a look right now. Let me bring up the other.
Like, yo, with the type of capital I'm working with, it's probably better that I just do a bunch of them instead of just trying to focus in on one, because that'll maximize my chances of getting like
Well,
a
that's
bunch of
true. Yeah,
airdrops.
for sure. Well, that's why I said Blackwing because it doesn't cost you anything, right?
Right.
That's why. I know, bro. I know. I know, man. Like if I were you, I would be spreading all my time across all test nets. The fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd be definitely doing that. Absolutely. And you haven't touched any of them. Other than like Chain. I don't know which other ones you have. There's a few. Like I've shared a few.
I know, bro. I gotta get into it. Test nets are free too. I
They're
know.
free, dog. They're
I've
free.
I know. Just
They just take a couple of like you read a little bit up on it, and then you have it in in the clip, and then you just go back to it. It's like a Tamagotchi. You just go feed the bear, and then go about your day. Like it's not like but then again, like if it's also user based, right? So it's like how you use it. Like if you're just making a robotic trade in and out. But if you're like trying things, you make a bunch of more tokens. Like I'm pretty sure it's gonna be based on like your token balance, but also how many transactions you've taken. I don't know the protocol, so I don't know. Like there's probably other things like you could probably do like a lot of LPing. You could probably do like tons of other stuff, right? So it's stuff like that, right? You're playing with it, and I'm telling you, man, people will look at it and be like, oh, it's just a test net, but I feel like that's starting to change, right? People are starting to realize. So you see a lot more people fucking with these test nets, but it's still early. Like it's still like I feel like it's still very beneficial to be doing this. Like I'm excited, I'm doing it. So and I said it 3 times now, but the reason why I think Blackwing is a gem because they're making you deposit funds to give you a jump start to your points. So that's making it so like even whales will still get a bunch of points, but that's why I also think it's going to be a lot more about how many transactions you make, how engaged are you actually using it. That's how testnets go.
right.
You got to think of it as like you're a beta tester. You're testing. You want to break you want to break something, right? That's how much you want to use it. Where you to the point where you're like finding bugs and shit. You know, one time I got paid $700 because I found a bug in a wallet.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. I went. It was XDeFi wallet. I was on. I think I was on ThorSwap. Yeah, I was on ThorSwap. I was trading Avalanche for something, right? And you know Avalanche, it's like worth $20 at the time. It was like cheap. I was trying to trade like $10, $15, so I put point five or point two at AVAX. It fucking sent point two ETH. Fucking sent like my shit, sent my
Mhm.
ETH instead of my AVAX. And I looked, I'm like, yo, where'd my money go? I thought I got robbed. I thought I got like hacked. I was like, how the fuck? And then I noticed like the amount they sent. I was like, oh fuck, that was me. Told them, they looked into it. They found the bug or whatever. Like they don't really tell you how they fix it because like they're the one. Like it's kind of I don't think these are like open source wallets or anything. So yeah, it's interesting. Beta testing in crypto is very important. It's not a little thing.
Right. I'm gonna look into this stuff. Yo,
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna head out.
yeah, no doubt. Me
Had a
too.
good talk. Learned a
Yeah.
good amount of stuff. I'll catch y'all later.
Take care.
All right, take care, bro. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.